Mula gang. So on the first day of the Lil Durk murder trial, it's been some footage, it's been some bank records, it's been some surveillance. It's a lot of shit dropping, and we just own it. I ain't gonna lie, the Lil Durk trial is a shit show right now. It's an absolute show, and we love it.
All right, day one of the Lil Durk murder
Shout out to
trial
Cuff Boys,
concluded.
man.
First video I see on my timeline is OTF Vonnie buying jewelry at some point with Durk in a store that films everything. And look at this.
Oh my God. Appreciate it.
Chief.
Man, it's my birthday, man.
You ain't even know.
Crazy. Obviously, I'm going to try to find as much.
It ain't crazy. That's Lil Durk money.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
Okay? It ain't really crazy. But it's not foreign thing. That's Lil Durk money. That's not his money. He's buying jewelry for Lil Durk. He's just, you see how Lil Durk was in the background just sitting there not looking at none? That's because Vonnie was his assistant and he was just paying for shit, buying stuff for him, and negotiating cheaper prices, stuff like that.
Witness testimony as possible from tweets and articles. Brad Cohen, very experienced lawyer. I think he was even Durk's lawyer at some point. He's been a lot of people's lawyers. He tweeted, when someone takes a plea and admits to arranging everything for a murder, then says, but Lil Durk maybe do it, which is what Vonnie is doing. It's not snitching to say, I don't know what this guy's talking about. He admits to setting the shit up. He admits to arranging it all, and he has motive to do it.
Yeah, but that ain't what Durk said. Lil Durk added some extra barbecue sauce on the already barbecue chicken. You feel? Lil Durk said, look, did you know about this? Did you know that King Von, this for King Von last words to Vonnie? Did you know this? Did you know that? Did you know this? Did you know that? Did you know this? Did you know that? Yeah, this, that. Lil Durk ain't just come out and say, I don't know what the fuck he talking about. Lil Durk added some sauce on that shit.
So the narrative
he added some cheese to that macaroni.
Right now,
you see what I'm saying?
Going around somehow is that Durk is snitching. I don't know how that started, but that's just defense strategy. I mean, what else are they going to say? We have no idea what's happening. You know what I'm saying? It's not really snitching to say, I have nothing to do with any of this. The discourse for this trial has been a shit show on Twitter, but let's go into witnesses. All right, 4 witnesses testified today. After 25-minute recess, prosecutors began calling them, starting with testimony about the shooting itself. Martha Liulo, who testified regarding LAPD 911 calls, was the first witness. 911 call was placed for jurors in which a frantic woman reported the shooting of Robinson. The woman could be heard repeatedly saying, oh my God, as she described the incident. She reported that semi-automatic weapons have been used and said a group of people were responsible. When asked for information, the woman said she did not want to be a part of this, explaining that she simply wanted someone to know what happened. The defense did not cross-examine her. That's very common in these cases. I mean, if you witness a shooting and you can probably guess it's gang related, do you want to give your name over the phone?
Hell no.
Fuck out of here. I probably ain't even called 911. I'm running, dipping, hiding out of there. All right. LAPD Detective Samuel Murillo testified that the shooting occurred at approximately 5:30 p.m. on August 19th, 2022.
That's crazy.
Murillo said investigators recovered 16 10mm.
Damn, they did that with 10 millimeters? Yeah, they was trying to knock something down. 10 millimeter, boy, that's the bear killer, nigga.
Casings, 2 9mm shell casings, and 1 bullet jacket at the scene. Pondo Rondo was driving a black 2018 Cadillac Escalade that was parked at a pump number 8. After the shooting, the Escalade drove away before coming at a stop at San Vicente Boulevard and Santa Monica Boulevard, in which investigators treated as a second crime scene. The video of Quando screaming no, looking at his cousin's dead body.
Savannah rapper Quando Rondo, a passenger in that car, frantic at the site. It all started at this mobile gas station at 5:30 Friday evening.
Some very sad shit. Lindsay's defense attorney cross-examined Murillo about physical evidence. Murillo confirmed that investigators did not find Lindsay's fingerprints or DNA on the gun. Or
who is Lindsay?
So that's Brown Eye's defense attorney. Trying to separate his client from the incident as much as possible. You can find my client's DNA or fingerprints, right? Luis, a former LA County Sheriff's deputy, testified that he responded after pedestrians flagged him down. Calvillo approached the Escalade and found a victim bleeding inside the vehicle. He pulled Robinson from the SUV and attempted CPR on the ground next to the vehicle. Body camera footage from Calvillo's perspective was shown to the jurors. Robinson could be heard moaning inside the Escalade before Calvillo removed him. Quando Rondo could also be heard screaming no, according to Calvillo's testimony. Calvillo testified that he was unable to resuscitate Robinson. There was no cross on him either. LA County Medical Examiner Dr. Richard Wu testified about Robinson's autopsy. Wu? Dude, what are with these names in these trials recently? Like, Wu? I'm going to say Wu, straight up. Wu said he performed approximately 3,000 autopsies and has testified in court about 75 times. A photograph of Robinson showing 3 gunshot wounds and an exit wound was shown to the jurors. Wu testified that Robinson suffered 4 gunshot wounds and listed the cause of death as gunshot wounds and the manner of death as homicide. 1 bullet wound entered the left side of Robinson's chest, striking his left rib, left lung, and heart. This sounds just like the Folio case, like the chest somewhere. and hit the lungs and the heart and ribs. We would testify that the wound would have caused internal bleeding and damage to the lung and heart, making breathing and blood circulation difficult.
Right.
2 gunshot wounds were located on Robinson's left bicep, with one producing an exit wound. A 4th gunshot was located on his left front forearm. There was no cross on him either. A lot of no cross today. It's pretty standard because it's just basic facts that they really can't dispute about, you know, autopsy and everything. The 911 caller records are always pretty boring in every trial. I literally like want to fucking jump out a window when the 911 caller person is up there. Afternoon testimony focuses on cars, surveillance, and alleged logistics. After lunch, prosecutors presented extensive surveillance and financial evidence. Here we go. To connect the alleged shooters to banks and to the movements preceding the shooting. Remember, Durk's lawyer is going to be like, he had nothing to do with this. He is an artist. People around him could have done it. I think in even one of their motions, it was kind of like Durk could have been near it because he's associated with these people, but he wasn't a part of it.
Right.
You know what I mean? Media members were allowed into the courtroom at 1:20 p.m., 20 minutes after court returned during an investigator testifying for the prosecution. Jurors were shown still images from surveillance video footage in Beverly Hills provided by the Beverly Hills Police Department. The images showed Robinson's black Escalade traveling with a white Infiniti and a white BMW following closely behind. That's from the indictment. I'll put it on the screen. I'll try to put as many pictures on the screen as possible for you guys. Investigator testified that the license plate on the white Infiniti was fraudulent. He also said the white BMW was associated with the VEM Exotic Rentals, a LA luxury car rental company. The jury was shown an image of Banks with a VEM employee inside the company's rental facility, as well as an image.
So you motherfuckers went to rent from what? So y'all went to rent y'all cars to go do a murder. Y'all rented the cars from somebody who you've already done business with and you already associated with on record because y'all got pictures. That don't make sense, bro.
His website featuring Banks.
I like that yellow interior on that rose though, nigga. That shit hard.
If you want the chance to win 2 tickets to a UFC event in Los Angeles plus $2,000, you need to listen to this right now. Stop what you're doing and listen. Morgan & Morgan is giving away 2 tickets to the UFC 331 in Los Angeles plus $2,000 for all travel expenses. And I know it's a lot of y'all UFC fans that like to see a little fight or something, like to see a little person get knocked out or something. So I think this is a very cool opportunity for all my supporters to win 2 free tickets plus $2,000 for all travel expenses to the UFC 331 in Los Angeles, like I said, man. Oh yeah, and if you ever get hurt, injured, or anything like that, don't call no other lawyers. Don't call no other office. Call Morgan & Morgan. Because just like UFC fighters bring their everything to the octagon, Morgan & Morgan brings their everything to all their clients in courtrooms all across America. In the UFC, they fighting for a check. Morgan & Morgan is fighting to get you a check. You see how this giveaway is starting to make sense now? Now you probably like, Mula, how do I enter the contest, man? Click the link in the description. Or it also be in the pinned comment down below. So you can bring your girlfriend, your homeboy, your brother. It don't matter. Just 2 free tickets plus $2,000. You can't beat that, man. I said it's a sweepstakes, so good luck. Hopefully somebody that's watching right now, hopefully you win, bro. I hope that you win, bro. Sis, whoever you is, I hope you win. Click the link in the description and enter the sweepstakes. Good luck to everybody. And yeah, have fun at the event. Escape.
Well, that's a terrible look. Do we know exactly when this picture was taken? Or was this another occasion when Durk rented a car? Like, I guarantee his defense lawyer is going to pick that apart and be like, do you know when he rented a car last from Exotic Rentals? But that's crazy. That's not good. That connects him to the rental car agency.
Exactly.
Or company.
That's not good.
That rented out a car that was involved in a murder. Investigator testified that VEM did not have a rental record for the BMW during the period surrounding the shooting. However, investigators obtained surveillance footage showing Grant returning the BMW on August 20th. I mean, I can see why Vonnie switched, bro. Like, they have evidence of him everywhere.
Yeah.
On camera, returning the murder vehicle. Buying masks at REI. Didn't he go to Verizon, too? I think he's on camera at Verizon.
Buying new phones.
The day after. But why do they not have a record of that period during the shooting? That's bizarre, right? Prosecutors then showed jurors multiple photographs of Grant and Banks together, which they said demonstrated Grant's role as Banks' assistant and showed Grant making purchases on Banks' behalf. GPS data from the white BMW allegedly rented by Grant was also presented. The investigator testified that the BMW was parked at a location several blocks from the mobile gas station during the shooting, roughly a 7-minute walk away. So are they saying this wasn't the car with the shooters in it? It was
It was Vonnie the one stalking him.
Surveillance video from the alley behind the gas station was presented into evidence that stolen white Infiniti with fraudulent plates was the vehicle containing the 3 shooters. Interesting. So the BMW that he returned.
So one car was stolen. So the Infiniti was stolen, but the rental car was what? Which is still fucking stupid. Why would you?
Contain the 3 shooters. Interesting. So the BMW that he returned to that company, I think they're hinting that he was in that car. Investigator identified Keith Jones, David Brian Lindsay, and Casey OTF Jam Hester as the 3 alleged shooters. Because the men were wearing ski masks and the black hoodies during the shooting, the investigator said they were identified through their clothing, including their shoes and pants. So do they have pictures of them
probably
in the same clothes and shoes or whatever?
I think they went to like In-N-Out afterwards or some shit. They went to like In-N-Out Burger and bought a burger.
I just wish this was all live streamed, but I get it. They're trying to protect witnesses.
Yeah.
Surveillance video shows 3 men later entering In-N-Out.
Yeah, they went to fucking In-N-Out. Like laughing and like, what the fuck?
I forgot about the In-N-Out footage. Prosecutors ordered their shoes and paints remained unchanged, allowing investigators to connect them to the masked figure seen during the shooting. They got burgers.
Their shoes and what?
It's remained unchanged, allowing investigators to connect them to the masked figure seen during the shooting.
Prosecutors argued that their shoes and pants. Oh, I thought you said paints. Shoes and pants remain unchanged. So these motherfuckers had the same shoes and the same pants on and went to In-N-Out Burger to get a burger and some fries after they just killed somebody. Yeah, we just killed that guy. You want to go get some food? Yeah, let's go get a burger. Like, what the fuck?
Prosecutors ordered their shoes and paints remained unchanged, allowing investigators to
connect
them to the masked figure seen during the shooting. They got burgers after killing someone, allegedly. And now be hitting, I'm gonna be honest. Additional surveillance footage from the gas station played for jurors. The footage showed a white Infiniti passing the Escalade before pulling into an alley behind the station. Rondo Robinson and Carlos Johnson that entered the gas station before returning the Escalade. Rondo was seen in the rear passenger seat with Robinson behind the driver and Johnson in the front passenger seat. The footage then showed 3 guns appearing in the frame and firing at the Escalade. Prosecutors also presented financial evidence involving an American Express account registered to bank's manager, Ola, whatever that name is. The account had 4 registered names.
Ali
Prosecutors record identifying
Balogan.
Jason Smith as the purchaser of flights from Chicago to San Diego for people prosecutors alleged were involved in the plot, including Brown Eyes, Jam, and Flocka. That was a lot there. So this is the financial.
Let's reread that. Prosecutors also presented financial evidence involving an American Express account registered to bank's manager. The account had 4 registered names, and prosecutors showed jurors records identifying Jason Smith as the purchaser of flights from Chicago to... Who is Jason Smith? Who is that? Purchasing flights from Chicago to San Diego for people prosecutors alleged were involved in the plot, including Lindsay, Hester is Jam. So it's Brown Eyes, Jam, and the other dude.
Part of things where they're going to try to connect this all to Durk at his direction, his money, OTF funded, you know what I mean? What the defense can do, though, is be like, he has assistants and managers with his card. You think he monitors all his finances? You think rappers monitor all their finances? Every little thing people are buying and spending on? I mean, I'm sure some do that are smarter and like don't want to go broke, but these guys that are making 10, 20 million a year like Durk was, no. Testimony from the investigator alleged Wilson arrived at the San Diego airport with Jones and Lindsay on a United flight, while Houston and Hester arrived later on a Southwest flight. Surveillance footage also shows the BMW and Infiniti in front of the Level Hotel,
Southwest,
where the victims were staying. The investigator testified. Holy shit.
What did it say?
Found their...
Surveillance footage also showed the BMW and Infiniti in front of the Level Hotel where the victims were staying. Oh, yeah.
Where the victims were staying, the investigator testified.
I heard that.
Holy shit. They found their hotel and they were just sitting out front? This is crazy as shit. The prosecution further showed evidence the 4 black ski masks were purchased by Grant on the morning of August 18th. I mean, no wonder this guy flipped, bro. Yeah. He's on camera just purchasing masks.
Buying ski masks.
Returning a car.
Y'all would have been better just using your t-shirt. Why would you go buy a ski mask a day before you go kill somebody? That's fucking stupid.
Stalking someone. Robinson family cried when the gas station footage was shown. That's very sad. United Airlines does not care about who wins this case, quote unquote. T-Mobile does not care about who wins this case. The bank does not care about who wins this case. Brown Eyes, a lawyer, said. He discussed there's no Cash App or flight records. So do they have a digital trail of anyone being paid, or is it just witness testimony? That's what I was trying to get.
I think it's just witness testimony.
Witness testimony that they got paid cash and no flight records. I thought they came in on a United flight. They don't have that? Durk is wearing a silver suit with the side of his hair faded with the black tie. Brown is wearing a black suit with glasses. DD is wearing a blue suit with a white dress shirt.
So Lil Durk cut his hair?
Mom said this. I don't go back and forth. If I could walk and give his mom, Lil Durk's mom, a hug, I would. Wow. A bunch of fans outside with free Durk shirts. There's Drew Finling. He doesn't give a statement though. They followed them from the Level Hotel on the morning of August 19th. That's crazy. They like knew the hotel location. On August 19th, Quando Rondo and Lil Papa went into the vape store and 2 vehicles would circle the store until they left. They later both drove a red light to keep up with Quando's vehicle.
Y'all didn't see them.
That is so risky in LA.
Y'all didn't see them blowing no red light?
White Finney would also circle the gas station before parking, and the crew getting out wearing black clothing and ski masks start shooting Quando. It sounds like I got the gist.
Wait, what happened? The white Infinity would circle the gas station before parking, and the crew getting out wearing black clothing and ski masks and start shooting at Quando Rondo's black Escalade. It sounded like they was like a little too lackadaisical, thinking that they was good because they was in LA and shit like that, which makes sense. But when you, I ain't gonna lie, bro. When you in a crazy situation like that, you know you in a real beef where motherfuckers just already got killed, gang. You can't do that. You can't do, because I don't even think they had security. You can't do that. Motherfucker blew a red light behind you and you ain't see him. And then somebody circled the vape store and you ain't see him. They circled the gas station. Nobody saw him. Like, hey, that car keeps circling this bit. You know what I'm saying? But that's why you gotta have security, especially when you in a situation like this, bro. When you in a real beef and real hip hop and real rap, motherfucker really getting killed, niggas shooting at you and shit like that. You gotta be. I would have been riding around with the police, gang. I ain't gonna lie to you, like, ain't no way.
Parking and the crew getting out wearing black clothing and ski masks start shooting Quando.
Bulletproof truck.
It sounds like I got the gist of day one. Not a lot of cross-examination by the lawyers. They're gonna try to pick apart these cooperating witnesses though. Like these snitches are going to get picked apart. They're going to make them look like they're liars. They're just doing this in their best interest. They're facing life in prison. They're lying. They're making it up. Dirk wasn't involved. No one got paid. There's no record of this, no record of that. This text is out of context. They're going to try to get that in front of the jury as much as possible.
They said that too.
Prosecution did file a motion at one point saying you can't try to clarify and say things are out of context and use Dirk's statements, because then that opens the door for us to talk about a lot more things.
Right.
That's it for this video. Hit subscribe.
We're gonna see how this is the trial continuing today? Is Lil Durk trial continuing today? Yes, it is continuing today. After opening statements began yesterday, which is Monday. Play not guilty. So yeah, we're gonna get more information today especially from Trap Lord Ross at least. So we're gonna see, man. I don't know. Like I said, I think they all cooked. I don't think snitching is gonna save nobody. I think they all gonna be cooked. Like, I think the minimum somebody will probably do is like 20 years, 15 or some shit like that. I think that'll be the best case scenario for anybody at this point. Even Dirk. Like, do I think that? I don't know how much evidence is gonna be there. I don't off the top of my head, I don't remember everything, but I don't think the Fed's gonna let him walk. I don't think they're gonna let him just come home right now. I think he's gonna do some time. We're gonna see though.